I call the member for Maitland.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. I rise today to inform the House that on the 15th of May there'll be a public meeting in Maitland regarding the future of the hospital that's been planned by this government for over 6 years now. In fact, on the 17th of February 2011, New South Wales then opposition, the Liberal Party and the Nationals, announced a new Lower Hunter hospital at Maitland, along with upgrades to the existing hospitals at Cessnock and Kurri Kurri, included in that announcement. And then since that time, Mr Acting Speaker, there's been quite a delay in terms of how this has gone on. We had an EOI process started at the end of 2012, and then finally on the 30th of August 2013 we've had a site selection made, which is the Metford site. But throughout this whole period, the government has flirted with the idea of privatisation and making this hospital, which they had promised to our community, a privatised model under the Triple P. Now, I note the comments of the Health Minister over the last few months. 2 months ago approximately, he came to Maitland. He invited me to go along to the hospital with him, and he stated at that meeting with the hospital staff that the public-private partnership model was back on the table, as in, but also so was the public model. So there was going to be some consideration of that, and I am very concerned that our community has a chance to put their view to the Minister that this hospital should be a fully public hospital. We had a rally in Maitland back in October, and the Minister would be aware we had 700 people or more attend that rally, talking about the hospital and saying that they wanted it to be public, they wanted it to be built now, they want it to be the size that it was originally promised, which was that of the John Hunter. Now, the Minister's not able to attend the meeting on the 15th of May. However, he's sending the CEO of the Hunter New England Health District, Mr Michael DiRienzo, and it will be chaired by the local newspaper, the Maitland Mercury. We're also going to be having Dr Ben Spies-Butcher, the Senior Lecturer in Economy and Society at Macquarie University there, as well as representatives from the Nurses and Midwives Association and the Health Services Union, and also the Australian Salaried Medical Officers Federation, or ASMOF. Now, it's really important that the government does listen to our community on this issue. This is a hospital that for over 6 years my community has been promised. We have remediation work starting at Metford. I've had confirmation from the Department of Health, or the local area Health District. Mr DiRienzo said to me in a briefing that regardless of the model of this hospital, there will be construction commenced before 2019, and I would urge the department and the Minister to commence that construction as soon as possible to move beyond the remediation works. My community grows by something in the order of 5 people every single day. So each year there's more than 1,500 people move to Maitland and make them their home there, and they need this resource. You know, originally the promise was that it would be a John Hunter-sized hospital, and now we've seen in successive budgets a failure of the government to put anything on the table in terms of real money towards this. They've talked about it might be half the size of the existing Maitland Hospital, of the existing John Hunter Hospital, and then also that the existing Maitland Hospital would close. So, you know, the issue will be for our community if we have a hospital which is fully private, which we do in East Maitland already, and then we have a model under a PPP. Where is the fully public hospital that our community so rightly deserves, which this government promised to them back in 2011? I'm really concerned that we need more money in terms of moving this project along. A lot of the original $20 million for this hospital was spent on refurbishing other hospitals around the sites. You know, there was a $6.4 million subacute unit at Kurri Kurri put in 2013. There's been refurbishment of Muswellbrook Hospital. There've been a whole lot of other funding in surrounding hospitals, but not much money, Mr Speaker, spent on Maitland Hospital. And so if you think about it, you know, in 6 years we've had 1,500 or more, nearly 2,000 in some years, people move to Maitland, and not money being spent on that existing hospital site. We've had rehab beds offered, announced at other hospitals, so these are all issues that we want to have this new greenfield site at Maitland built and delivered as promised by this government. Thank you.
I think the member
Thank you,
for
Speaker.
Maitland.